Greetings and welcome to Pickled Watermelon Rinds, a guilty pleasure podcast featuring Antie Joan and Auntie, providing our zesty and marginally mature take on current events, pop culture, and trends. Now we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hello there, Auntie Joan.
Hi, Auntie.
How are you today?
I'm pooped.
You did a lot
Thanks.
today.
We did. We both did, didn't we?
Yes, indeed.
Separately. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I got off my ass. That in itself was something.
Yeah, you got some fertilizer out in your lawns.
Yeah. And you know
Nice.
why? We got
snow.
a storm coming in, hey. So I wanted to get that fertilizer down. Weed and feed I put in the backyard because of all those yellow flowers.
I sent you some recipes that you can make with those
I
yellow.
saw those. I saw.
Every time I see one, I'm like, oh, gotta send it to Antie Joan. You got a harvest back there.
I sure do. Well, this weed and feed is supposed to knock out the dandelions.
But then how are you going to make the recipes that I sent
Well,
you?
I can go to the people behind me.
There you go.
Yeah. And what all's going on with you that you were so busy?
Oh, goodness. I just had to run errands today because of the snow coming in, and I wanted to make sure Beast got a walk. As the weather was beautiful today, but it's already changing. You can see it's all overcast. The temperature's dropping. So we wanted to soak in as much sunshine as possible. And then I wanted to go to the grocery store. I didn't need a lot. If I don't go, I'm going to be like, if I only had, I could make. Bleh. So I was like, you know what? Just go get the stuff on your list and call it done. That I had to go to the post office because I had ordered a couple things off of Amazon. They were boxes were too big to put into my mailbox. So I had to go to the post office and pick that up. And they're doing construction. So I had to deal with construction stuff. And
my gosh.
Yes. And all the while I was gone, the boys were here doing more of the renovation. And it's looking really good. I'm excited. I wish my dryer was working. But otherwise, I'm pretty excited. Tomorrow's the day, folks. Tomorrow's the day I call Whirlpool and say, your 8 days are up. What's our next step? And see how we go. So I've already done some research on lemon laws in Colorado and all that. So I'm all prepared for my conversation with Whirlpool tomorrow.
Oh, good. Good. Well, you talk about lemon laws. Another Sandy friend of mine, Sandy C., who is my Stanley's mom, she just got a BMW SUV. She's always had nice SUVs. And I think she had it like a couple days and it conked out on her. So, I mean, those BMWs ain't cheap.
Nope.
And when they got it to the garage, they didn't even offer her a loaner. So she ended up getting one. I don't know if she had to demand it, ask for it, or if they finally offered it. But I'm thinking, geez, that car had problems within a couple days.
She's protected if she wants to pursue the lemon law.
Yeah.
Because the lemon law was really put into place originally for vehicles. So there's an extension of it, and I forget the name of it. I have it written down. Sorry, I'm trying to open another beer. Here we go.
Oh, another one?
Well, I wasn't sure if I was going to open it. I said, yeah, you're opening it. So. But there's a federal extension of the law that applies to appliances and other consumer goods. Anything over $25 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm prepared for my conversation tomorrow with our pals at Whirlpool and see what they have to say for themselves. But on a happier note, I went to Topgolf for the first time in Thornton, Colorado, and swung a club at some golf balls with the show's friend, Hey-C, and it was...
Hey-C.
So, folks, in my life, I've played a round of golf once and actually got cut short. I forgot that thunderstorm had rolled in, so we had to get off of. Lightning was happening, so we had to get off of the course. But I think we got at least. I would say we probably got in a good 14 holes before, so we were almost done anyway.
What kind of golfer were you? You let a little lightning.
We're not like Caddyshack. We're not gonna be out there with our metal clubs. But
your lightning attractor.
That's right. So that was back in 1999. And then I went and hit a bucket of balls with Hey-C and another friend of ours that we worked with. And that was probably the latest, early 2000. And that was it, folks, until this past Tuesday. And it was a lot of fun. I foresee doing that again. Not on any kind of regular basis, but I wouldn't mind doing that a few times a year and getting there. And it sounds like Auntie Joan might join me because she's a golf pro that I did not know about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When I was 17 or 18, I went and played golf once or twice. But my dad, he spent some time showing me, how to hit and hold the club and all that stuff. But that's only been, 60 years ago. So it should still be pretty much right up there.
It'll come right back. It's like riding a bike. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And so if you have something like that near you, I would highly recommend it, even if you don't normally golf or have much interest in golf. It's just silly fun. And they've got, full bar, and you can eat there, actually have a meal there. Plus they have appetizers and stuff like that. And it's kind of a cool little thing to do. And time flew. I was shocked. We first said we were going to play for an hour and a half, and it felt like it was 10 minutes later. We got the little thing on the screen saying, "Do you want to add more time?" And we're like, "What time is it?"
Wow.
It went by very fast. So a lot of fun. And it's not just, you can just go and hit the balls, but they have games too that you can select. So you're actually getting points and stuff like that, and all on this big computer screen. So that makes it even more fun. So, but yeah, you can just go on practice mode and just keep hitting the ball, whatever, just to see how far you can hit it or whatever. But if you want to play a game, you can play a game too.
And you don't have to worry about people behind you being held back or
not until your time's up. But nobody was waiting for our bay when time was up. So it was, a lot of fun. I'd been wanting to do it for a while, and nobody would come play with me. And I said, okay. But then when Hey-C was coming into town, I said, "You have no choice. We are going." And she said, okay.
Had she golfed much?
She was really good at golf. She hasn't played in a long time, but it came back. She did really well. We started off lower, then we got good, for lack of better terms, a little bit better, I guess I should say. And then we plummeted towards the end. I did mostly. I think the Aperol Spritz, the first one enhanced. The next one kind of declined things a little bit. And the bartender was so excited that we ordered Aperol Spritz. He's like, "Oh, fancy." We're like, "Fancy?" But yes, it was very cute. He was very excited. Like, "These look good." Like he was really jazzed that that's what we chose to order.
Oh, nice.
It was fun.
Nice.
Fun.
Sounds like a good time.
It was, but
Good times.
Good times. But Auntie Joan.
Yes.
You had a moment with your
Of
television
joy?
set.
Of joy?
Tell everybody about your moment.
And it's continued, if I may say so myself. Well, our loyal listeners won't be surprised by this, but I was kind of going through the guide, the TV guide, the online TV guide, looking to see what can I watch. And up on the HBO showed The Young Hope. Now, this was, I think, was it 1999? I'm trying
The Young Pope? No.
Oh, no, it wouldn't have been that long ago, would it?
No.
No. It was on maybe, let's say 2015.
Yeah,
that's
10 years ago.
Yeah.
That seems more like it.
Yeah. Starred Jude Law as the young Pope.
Law.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, I just have to say, now this was season 1. They started replaying season 1. And in that one, when the opening credits roll, he's dressed up as the Pope with his white long dress on and his little cape and his little white hat. And he's walking down this hallway with all these old pieces of art hanging on the wall. He's just standing there walking with his hands behind his back, with his head out, just walking past all these pieces of art. And then when he gets towards the end, he turns around and winks and turns away again and looks straight ahead. And then you can see his lips just kind of curl up a little bit in one of these sly little smiles. Oh my gosh. I
Heart
mean, that
set
is like,
aflutter.
it
He's so
is a
charming.
masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
He's so charming.
Well, I don't know about charming, but he's beautiful. I mean, he is a beautiful, beautiful man. He's a little short.
He is.
But man, just looking at that face, it's perfection. That's all I can say. It's perfection. But I forgot how warped and dark that whole series was. I knew it was warped back when I watched it the first time. Yeah, I'm enjoying rewatching it.
Well, good.
Yes, yes.
Good.
My boy, Jude.
Jude Law. Deliciousness.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Every time I think about something like that, I think back to when I was sitting at Discount Tire waiting for my tires to be put on, my new tire to be put on, and you sending me all those texts of Jude Law and me sitting there looking at him and just smiling. It made my day. It made that whole wait wonderful.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Jude has a way about him that just makes
does,
time
yes,
fly and makes you smile,
does.
and he's adorbs.
Yeah, he may be, a total asshole. I'm just saying. His face, well, his body then too was perfection. Just beautiful. Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Now it's time for Animals on the Vine. And
What you got?
I saw this wonderful video on the YouTube, and it's a German Shepherd mix, I think. I don't think it's purebred. And he's
I think it is.
You think so?
I think, oh yeah.
It's really fluffy though.
No, they have long-haired purebred shepherds.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's the straight man. And he's wearing glasses in the reel that I saw. And then there's Derek. Derek is a border collie, I believe, and Spaz, and there's a comedian who talks for both of them. Absolutely hysteric. Derek gets every name of everything wrong. So the German Shepherd, because I don't know his name, he'd be like, the teacher called you after school again. And Derek's like, yeah, I'm going to sue her. I'm going to sue her. She's really got it out for me. And he's like, the German Shepherd's like, no, you just need to go talk to the teachers. And then it's just, I'm not going to do it justice. We're going to have links to all this, but it's basically, they just go back and forth, and the border collie, of course, is a total spaz and spinning around, and, and the guy's talking based on some of the mannerisms and based on the context of the conversation, and just does a hysterical job. And Derek's just he's just very high strung, and he's just got a lot to say. And then, but he gets everything rolling. Like they talked about basketball in one of their reels, and he got the names of all the players wrong. And the German Shepherd's correcting him at every single turn. He had different names for almost all the players. It's just silly. It's good fun. It's
kind of like talking to Antie Joan, isn't it?
Oh
with
my God.
Yo and Bang and
it's so hysterical. Grizzly Bane is the full page, Instagram page, but we'll have the reel that I'm referring to with the teacher and all that stuff, and the German Shepherd. It's just, I can't get enough of it. I watch as many of those as I can. I love when they come through. They're so fun. And they've got tons of reels out there. So if you've never seen them, it's a good chance to just, if you got some time, just sit down and enjoy, because it's ridiculously funny.
That shepherd really, he personifies or perdogifies maturity and
yes,
intelligence.
Yes. And then there's Derek, who does not at all. So cute, though. They're just so cute. Just well done. Just very, very well done. I enjoy it tremendously. So, yeah, we'll have the links out there for you guys to check it out if you haven't already seen it. It's a good watch.
Doesn't take much to make people happy.
No, I love all the cat reels. I mean, we're not really getting into that today. We can talk about those till we're, there's so many. And I just adore all of them. I love the dog and the cat ones when the dogs like sit on the cats or hide the cat, there's just ridiculous. I love it so much. Yeah, that kind of stuff makes
There
me
was one
happy.
that of a kitten finally getting even as it grew up and latched on to the dog and wouldn't let go. And oh my gosh,
Oh,
it was something. Yeah.
so fun. And then there's a guy with his orange tabby that just snuggles with him. And the latest one, he was on his
Oh,
head, and the cat was just, oh, they were outside. It looked like they were like maybe in a hammock or a chaise lounge or something. They were outside, and the cat was basically laying on his head. And every once in a while, he would just like turn and like bite his head. Arr, 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 arr. And so
there is hope
cute.
for the males of this world. When
Oh,
you see guys like that, it's just like, where were you when I was young? And
why?
it's just
Larry
nice.
really liked your cats.
Not particularly. I mean, he
Isis.
tolerated. Isis liked him. She had nothing to do with me while he was around. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she just had no use for me. She was a whore.
Speaking
So
of, we have an update.
on whores?
Oscar, Auntie Joan's
Oh,
beautiful Maine Coon beast that all I want to do is pick up and snuggle with, and he wants nothing to do with me. Let me pet him, not just once, folks, twice within a 15-minute span of time.
hmm
He's coming around. It's going to
he
happen.
is.
It's going to happen. We're going to be
He
snuggling
is.
soon.
Yep.
He's
Well, I don't know
so
about
cute.
snuggling, but
You
he's
just,
not a whore. He doesn't.
he'll snuggle with
He
me.
doesn't. He
Damn it.
doesn't. He's loyal.
Mm.
But yeah, he lets you just stroke all the way
The
down his back.
whole way down his back. Twice. Twice. So it wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, yeah.
He let me do it twice.
I think he's wanting to become friends.
I think he is. I think
Mhm.
it's very exciting. And he does this little hop thing that I find adorbs.
Oh, that's real. It's weird, isn't it?
It's cute. I never saw him do it before that day, but
He has done that a couple times when he's out on the back patio covered
mm-hmm.
porch thing. And I'll go to bring him in and he'll like hop up to the step and then jump up the step and then just walk like normal.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's so cute. So cute. So I think that was his happy dance because Auntie got to
Yeah.
pet him.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I think it's just this year. It's going to become more intense. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So cute. So that was big news. Big news. And then Auntie Joan wants to talk about something that's been in the news a lot lately.
Oh, the dire wolves being de-extincted,
Mm-hmm.
which has been poo-hooed.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really dire wolves.
Mm-mm.
They're a combination of gray wolves and some other kind of creature. And yeah, they're a combination of gray wolves and some other species, I guess. But they're not dire wolves at all. They look like them, but
Yeah, and
they're
I think the
not.
dude from Game of Thrones or something
Uh-huh,
else was
uh-huh.
involved in all this. And
He's okay. The company that did this is Colossal Bioscience, and George R. Martin,
that's
who
him.
is the writer and producer and all that of Game of Thrones. He's an investor in that company. And
Mm-hmm.
supposedly he traveled to where these quote dire wolves unquote are in a hidden secure location, and he went to see them, and supposedly he started crying when he saw them.
Oh,
And he named one of them Khaleesi.
that's right.
Yeah, after. Now, I think that was the mother of dragons.
I don't know. I never watched it.
Yeah, I know you didn't. I watched it because Larry did. So
I heard
I
it was very good. I'm the outlier for sure.
well, the second season I thought sucked because it
Oh,
was like it was like pubescent boys, 13-year-old boys had written it because if they could get in nudity, sex, torture, it, it was in almost every episode. It was too much.
mm,
To me. to me. I just didn't care for that season, but they got better. So these dire wolves are not dire wolves. However, Colossal Biosciences is also talking about de-extincting the woolly mammoth.
That would be fun.
And you'll never guess who is investing in that.
I would like to.
Okay.
No, I mean invest.
You would like to invest?
Yes.
Tony Robbins.
That doesn't surprise me. That guy. I can't believe he's still around. Well, it doesn't
surprise me. Yeah, I know. I know. Well, he's made his billions by now, I'm sure. And
yep, indeed.
Yeah. But I guess he's one of the investors in that thing. So
woolly mammoths are cute. That would be fun.
Oh, I kind of like the dire wolves.
Killian we were walking on our path in the Golden, Colorado, and we were passing a family. And as we passed, I heard the father say, "Oh, you must mean the dire wolves." And I just looked at them and said, "Yeah, he's no dire wolf." Not an ounce of wolf in that boy. Not the first time somebody has said he is. Well, Auntie Bethy likes to call him the white wolf. Near the casinos where I used to take him for walks. We passed somebody and one guy said, "That's a wolf." And I said, "No, it's really not." And he's like, "He absolutely has wolf in him." And I'm like, "No, he absolutely does not, because I had his DNA tested." And he does not have any wolf in him. But I have seen pictures of white wolves, and he definitely resembles a white wolf a lot.
You said it's a Korean
Jindo is his primary DNA factor.
Huh.
Yes.
See, I've not heard of those before.
No, I hadn't either. But if you look them up, you'll see Killian's picture.
Will.
Yeah, that and Shepherd and Malamute. Those are his predominant DNA traits. But no wolf. But I think it's just because the puff around his face. Because it's not as tight as it is for like a Siberian Husky. It's loose and jagged. You know what I mean? More wolfy. I think is why people think that. I don't know. But no, he's a pansy, folks. Love him dearly. He's adorable. But he's a mama's boy.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, he comes to my house and stays, and Isis or Oscar or both of them in his crate. He just kind of turns around and lays down somewhere else.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. He's like,
he's a lover, not a fighter.
That's right. That's my boy.
But those direwolf puppies are awfully cute. Oh my god!
But they're not direwolves.
But they're not direwolves. Yes.
Gotta stop calling them that. The puppies are cute.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh my gosh.
For sure.
So they're waiting to see how they're going to mature, what their personalities are going to be like, if there's any instinctive behavioral things that will come out of it.
So, Auntie Joan, if they're not dire wolves, then what are they?
Well, to make these pups, the scientists extracted DNA from 2 prehistoric dire wolf fossils. A 13,000-year-old tooth discovered in Sheridan Pit, Ohio, and a 72,000-year-old inner ear bone from American Falls in Idaho. Using this DNA, the researchers pieced together a partial dire wolf genome, which they then compared with the genomes of the dire wolf's closest living relatives, including wolves, jackals, and foxes.
Oh.
Now, what they did is they inserted modified DNA.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have your Wisconsin old fashioned.
And I'm only halfway through it. Okay. So what the scientists did is they inserted modified cells, DNA, into gray wolf egg cells.
Okay.
They had extracted the gray wolf matter from the eggs and then put in the DNA from the genetic dire wolf fossils that they created. Then the egg cells were left to mature in the lab, and the resulting embryos were implanted into the wombs of domestic dogs, which are technically a subspecies of the gray wolf. still, they are not totally direwolves. As a matter of fact, somewhere I did read these things that they created are actually closer to jackals, I think, or something like that, DNA wise.
Oh.
But what do I know? But this is information I've gleaned from the internets.
Gotcha. All
But
right.
there's a lot of info out there if you're interested. I know you're not, but our listeners, if they want more information, there's a lot out there. So,
yes.
Use the Google machine.
And what's the other thing in the news that you wanted to chat about?
I'm a little disappointed.
With?
Well, I don't like to play the woman card a lot. Well, maybe I do, but I'd say I don't. But we had this group of 6 women go up in Jeff Bezos' penis machine into space. It wasn't outer space. It was, I guess, 65, 66 miles, where they could look down on the planet Earth, and be in awe. And they got weightless for a while and all that stuff. But there's been this big brouhaha really criticizing them. And the whole thing, it's like they really made it into like a vanity project, which, believe me, I think anybody that goes up in that thing is part of a vanity project. But when William Shatner did it, it was like, oh my gosh, it's the best thing that could happen. How wonderful. But now these women, Katy Perry, Jeff Bezos's fiance, Oprah's best friend Gail, they went up, and it's like they're really trashing the whole experience. Not the women, but the media and the people on the internets and people in the social media. I don't get it. Why are people so upset about them going up, but they weren't so much when William Shatner did it, or others who have gone up?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about that. I mean, I'm not a huge Katy Perry fan, so when I heard she was going, it's like, ew. And I don't know, like, I'm getting this all third hand. I didn't watch anything. Like I said, I'm oblivious to this. I didn't know what happened. I think I heard that it was, and people were trying to encourage Gayle King not to go up only because she's a national treasure. And I was like, don't send Gayle King up. What are you doing?
National treasure? I don't know about that. I mean, yeah.
Well, she's just very well liked.
Is she?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, I think when they got, I don't know if all of them did it or just Katy. I know Katy Perry did when they got off of the ship. Kissed the ground.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a little over the top.
Yes, it was.
You know, William Shatner didn't do that. He walked off, and that was that. Like, he didn't kiss the ground. You know, so it could have something to do with that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm oblivious.
There were little film clips, videos out there where supposedly it landed, the capsule landed, and then somebody from the inside went to open the door, and they, no, shut the door, because they wanted Jeff Bezos to come in and open the door. So it was all pretty contrived, that whole.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised, how does it land on dry land like that? Usually, you know, the old astronauts would always land in the water.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, but I hear you. Definitely a double standard. I don't know why anybody's doing it, like you said. I like.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's all just pomp and circumstance and trying to get into the news. These famous people who are already famous trying to get more famous in the news.
Exactly.
You don't need this. This isn't what you do.
One of the best memes out there is a picture of one of the astronauts that was stuck up in space, you know, for like 9 months or whatever. And he's got this weird look on his face, like, so that they went up for 11 minutes or something.
Right. I heard something similar. They didn't come, you know, they were stuck up there for so long. They didn't come back down and kiss the ground when they landed. And so I don't know.
Yeah, it was over the top, definitely.
Yeah. But I agree with you. I mean, it was silly for William Shatner to do it, regardless if he was part of Star Trek back in the day and all that. I don't know. You know, you see that in social media a lot. I read some comment, not on everything, but I read comments on some things. I rarely interject, if at all. And I have to say, I've noticed that if a guy says something to another guy, it's either ignored. There's like no reply to it, or it's minimal, you know, at best. But if a woman says something similar, and I'm going by names. I'm making wide assumptions on people's gender by the names. It seems like men are more eager to really come back at them. And I have noticed that quite a bit. And that bothers me a lot, to the point where I just read one, I think yesterday, and I almost chimed in. And then I said, nope, nope. Because once you unleash the Kraken, there ain't no turning back. Like, nope, you just got to refrain. It's not my battle, but I really did want to chime in and be like, interesting. The guy said something and you had nothing to say about that, but this woman says something and now you're all up in arms. And like, you know, I think there were like 5 replies to what the woman said. It was almost identical to what the guy had said. And I was just like, you coward. You absolute coward.
I think the thing with this space trip was, I think Jeff Bezos was trying to maybe come across as more of a enlightened male and arranging this trip, you know, with all women, having an all women crew. And maybe some of it is people just fed up with Jeff Bezos too.
Could be.
My gosh, what's it like to have all that money and still want more? It's still not enough.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
I don't honestly get it. Not worth it, in my opinion.
Nope. It's like hoarding. Yeah. Why did you look at me that way when I said it's like hoarding? Like I would know what hoarding is like?
I don't know. Do you know what hoarding is like?
No, I'm not a hoarder.
I think the shelves behind you beg to differ.
No, I don't think so. No.
Not to the extent that we have seen on shows like Hoarders, for sure. You're not to that level.
No, absolutely not.
But there's a little excess in that house.
Well, it's just getting motivated to throw stuff out. You know, that's the thing.
Yes, understood.
Yeah. At least like you, I put the kibosh on wanting any more gifts.
Yes.
Unless it's food related.
Food is always acceptable. All right, Auntie Joan, anything else for our listener today?
Oh, I think that's it. Hopefully we'll get some rest this weekend and
Yes, with the storm coming through, it's a good weekend just to snuggle up and enjoy the things that have happened in our homes that are nearing fruition. We're so close, Auntie Joan. We're so close.
I know.
Just can't wait. I just can't wait. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, then, that wraps it for yet another wonderful Pickled Watermelon Rinds episode. This is Auntie signing off.
And Antie Joan saying bye-bye now.
We thank you for listening. And remember, when life eats away at your core, make pickled watermelon rinds.